Hi, my name is Jessica, and today I'm going to be presenting my speech on how teachers deal with behavioral issues in the classroom. Many parents and teachers have different opinions on how students should be disciplined. This is always a hard topic because parenting styles do have a lot to do with teaching styles, and sometimes they can just not correlate very well. All children are raised different, and so these teaching styles may affect them different. Teachers do face different challenges every day when it comes to behavioral issues, trying to teach, learning their different styles. First, I'm going to discuss the different solutions for disciplinary actions, and I'm going to be talking about how teaching styles can interfere with this and what teachers are actually able to do. So, one of the first things that needs to be done is to set boundaries between a teacher and a student. Some of the actions that are able to be taken that would be appropriate would be starting with verbal warnings, calling a parent, getting the parents involved, getting a principal involved. You never want to verbally abuse a child. That is also not appropriate. You shouldn't embarrass a child. So you have to know what kind of actions are appropriate. Disruptive behaviors can influence students' academic behavior. I read this in the interaction effects of disruptive behavior and motivation profiles with teacher confidence and school satisfaction in secondary school physical education. That's a long name for this article. I did read that students should be able to be disciplined to a certain extent to avoid it affecting other students. So if you have a couple of students that have very bad behavioral issues, they shouldn't affect the whole classroom. It's just not fair to them or to the teacher because they're already having to deal with a lot. Now that I discuss some of the appropriate disciplinary actions and how they can affect the classroom, I'm going to talk about some things that teachers can do to avoid conflict with the parent, because this is always something that does come up, mostly bumping heads with a parent. Teachers already deal with a lot from trying to balance work life and their personal life. With a career, a lot of challenges do come with it. So now let's say you have a student that is just won't stop playing. You talk to them already, you call home and not receiving much help from the parents. In the article, Parent-Teacher Conflict Management Tips for Speedy Resolution, Otis Kriegel gives some tips on how to deal with parents, and tips seem to just be like, listen to the parent, just kind of do what the parent does. But it goes beyond that. Why are we taking time from precious time that you could be using to teach to discipline somebody else's child? It's just, to me, it doesn't seem like it is fair to both parties, because a parent wants to do their job and the teacher wants to do their job. In the article, The Influence of Parenting Style on the Academic Achievement and Career Path, that the success of students was most common with those whose parents have a firm parenting style. So this means that they're very firm. We don't do much trying to, work it out or negotiate kind of thing. It's very firm. You listen to mom, you listen to dad, this is what you do. So of course, we can kind of see why that would be a more successful parenting style when it comes to learning, because you're used to learning. You're going to listen to your teacher, you're going to do what you're supposed to do. There is 5 common teaching styles, and this comes from Eric Gill. He wrote an article, and the most important styles are authoritative, demonstrator style, facilitator, delegator, and hybrid style, which that one's more of a mix of all of them. You show them, you're authoritative, so that would go more with the firm parenting style, which those could always work, but like I said, not all of them are raised the same way. Today we learn how parenting styles at home affect our students. In other words, the solution to support our teachers with disciplinary issues start at home. Parents need to be doing their job, helping the teacher. Students should learn about consequences as part of their development. It is not fair for teachers, especially other students that have to deal with those behavioral issues in the classroom as well. In the article, Classroom Behavior Management for Teachers, Resources and Tips, we found out that teachers leave this career due to students misbehaving. And I did prepare this slideshow, behavioral issues in the classroom. Behavioral issues in the classroom. Teaching and parenting styles, how are they similar? They both correspond to each other. So like I said earlier, authoritative teaching style would go with the firm parenting style. Authoritarian, permissive, neglectful, permissive, indulgent, and authoritative. So very passive, let them do whatever they want. When you let your child do whatever you want, that may not work as well in a classroom because they have to follow instructions, follow rules, for the classroom to flow well, have good classroom management, which is what new teachers are always having a hard time with trying to figure out. Some disciplinary actions that we did talk about earlier, which would work: verbal warning, phone call, or parent support. Try to get the parents involved always. You never want to come out as a surprise to the parents. And then principal support and detention. I did attach how are teachers being affected. 49% of teachers do end up claiming that they feel like they have been accused of disciplining unfairly. So this can really make us see things like teachers aren't being supported. They're just being accused of not disciplining right, and it is a big problem in my career. So I do believe that parents do need to be more involved and support their teachers more. And yes, thank you so much for listening.